Welcome to the StockMentor.com studios here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm your stock mentor, Brian Johnson. I'm making professional trading simple. And here we are at Friday. Man, get a couple days off, and I'm always excited to see Monday come around and start trading again. And by the end of the week, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's been a good week. Been a long week, but I'm ready for a couple days of break here and preparing for next week. So I'm happy to have my Friday here to do some stuff with. So let's recap the markets and see how we did today and see how we've been doing for the week. And you guys are tired of me talking about it. And if I'm being honest, I'm really just tired of saying the same thing over and over again. But here we are, same song, second verse. Up a little bit today, but just a little bit. 6 points in the S&P, 73 in the Dow, 18, 19ish or in the Nasdaq. Basically a half a percent to 1%. Now the S&P was lagging today. It was not doing so well. The Dow leading ahead of the S&P, with the Nasdaq leading everybody, which is very common. So if the Nasdaq is a leading indicator, maybe there is a little bit of strength left in this market. We'll have to wait and see till next week, though, to find out if that's true. But the NASDAQ has been a lot stronger the last few days, and you'll see it in these charts. So here we have a little bounce off of support here, a move back up, and a pull back right back into support at the end of the day. Moved down, finished up, basically chopping sideways all day. A little difficult to play today. I went to lunch with a good buddy of mine and stayed away until the market closed. So just got back and I noticed what had happened today. And you can see here we are again, a little bit down, a little bit sideways, kind of like what we saw here and here and here. So it's not exactly the same, but you know what? It really is awful close. Look at this one. Here's an up day. Here's a down to sideways day. Here's an up to sideways day. Here's an up day. Here's a down to sideways day. Here's an up to sideways day. Just more of the same. So early next week, why not? Maybe we come back up here and retest these highs again. Same as happened here. And then, middle of the week, maybe we see it roll over. So we are coming into options expiration next week. Guaranteed volatility. At some point, someday, couple of days, whatever, there will be a lot of busyness going on. And we will be there to follow it. It's just a matter of when. Usually it happens early in the week. Sometimes, usually it happens early in the week though. So I would start to expect some come Monday morning, and start seeing something move in whatever direction it's going to try to get early on in the week. So once again, more sideways chop. Could see some more to the upside, and then a turn down later in the week. And that is for my Sunday video. We'll talk more about that later. NASDAQ on a 60-minute, basing sideways. Straight base sideways. This is bullish behavior to stay up that high. You can see it last 3 days kind of above, below, then back above support, doing very well. This 1800 area totally in sight now. It's only about 12 points away. The high was 1793. So if it turned down next week, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that, because we're right back up to this overhead resistance. We only missed it by, 7 points or something ridiculous like that. So this would not surprise me to see us start to turn down next week. Or if that scenario of a little bit up plays out early next week, we would then see a touch of this and then maybe a drop to the downside. I would fully expect this to kind of pause, stop, turn down somewhere next week right up here in this area if it gets there. SPX on a 60-minute, by far the weakest. You can see it kind of coming down and hitting all of these little lines here. Here on support, broke below it, managed to stick its head back up above, broke below it, and finished up above it for the day. So very choppy around the 1090 area. It's really struggling over this area. But I'll look at it again a little bit more this weekend, but kind of looks like a bull flag pulling back here. And that is still could mean a little bit more upside to the S&P. Here we have the channel we've been following. We're up above all this support, still above the 20, still above the 50, still above this little this little trend line here has been kind of in and out. And right now it's back in, coming right back to kind of sit on it, with this orange one providing overhead resistance along with the 1100 area. On the weekly, now we can look at these. Did not make it up to retest the bottom of this trend line. I might play around with this trend line this weekend and see if I like exactly where that's at. I think there's a better place to have that line, but I'll play around with it this weekend. The VIX down a little bit on the day, still holding above this support. Man, it really loves this 20 to 22 area, 21 to 22 area. Really likes to hold this as support. But with the gyrations it's doing here, it's anybody's call on which direction it's ultimately going to end up. Obviously, it could end up way down here towards 15 just as easily as it could end up towards 35. Very hard to read. On the weekly, a nice little hammer candle here put in, but that means really nothing at this point. That doesn't mean bearish or bullish in any sort. We're just looking at support and resistance coming into next week. Apple on a 60-minute.